Hello, everyone. Welcome here to Talk Tottenham here with your host Tom, giving you guys match reaction from this afternoon's 2-2 draw against Everton at Goodison Park, where Spurs led that game until the dying embers, the last couple of minutes, and then found a way again to throw away what seemed like a win, which would have been a really good win for us, a professional win. But in the end, it's a similar feeling, guys, to the game against Wolves. I would say earlier on this season, where we found that day we actually found a way to actually lose the game in stoppage time, conceding two late goals. This time we didn't lose, but I would have worried, to be honest, guys, if that game had gone on for another sort of 5 minutes, that we would have conceded again. Yeah, obviously, just like all of you guys, would have, absolutely gutted, to be honest, to be conceding that late again. I've just heard a terrible stat that Spurs have now conceded 8 goals in stoppage time in the Premier League this season, and that's the most. You know, that's not good enough, guys. That needs to change. We look vulnerable. I went for a walk after the game, guys, to clear my head. But one thing that I thought of was, there's certain moments in games, and maybe you guys can resonate with this as well. When you're watching Tottenham, there's certain points in games where you kind of just get a feeling that you know what's going to happen next. You know something's coming. And when we conceded that free kick on that far touch line, I just had a feeling. I just had a feeling if that was going to be a good delivery, and it was, I just thought we were going to concede. And I think it just sort of exposes still a little bit of a vulnerability with us. We're not quite the finished article, are we yet, guys? And I think that's the painful thing. I think I think the 10 games earlier on this season, we allowed ourselves to get carried away, and quite rightly so. But when you look at the next kind of 13 games on top of that, because that was game 23 today, I think the realisation is that we've still got some way to go. We've still got some way to go, and we're not quite there yet, are we? We're not quite there. There's still a little bit of a soft underbelly to the team, which I don't want to be too critical when I say that, because I think Ange has done an amazing job in changing a lot, namely the style of football. It couldn't get much worse, could it? The Conte and Mourinho days were just absolutely painful, and actually it makes me laugh, actually, to be honest, guys, when people say, you hear the whole I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here, by the way, but the whole, oh, we should have kept Mourinho for that cup final against City. Guys, people forget that the actual football actually under Mourinho back then was absolutely turgid. So I think even had Mourinho been in charge for that game against City and managed us for that final, it wouldn't have changed anything. People have got short memories, but the football was absolutely diabolical under Mourinho as well. But guys, I'm going off the point a little bit, but no, the point is that Ange has changed a lot, and the football is so much better. Although I would caveat that by saying that there are points during games where, I see what Spurs are trying to do a lot of the time. They're keeping the ball, going back, but it does feel like we do retreat a lot in games, and then when we do break, I just worry sometimes how predictable that we are. You look at other teams. Some of the other teams at the top of the league, and they seem to kind of fashion chances out of more situations, out of more passage of plays, whereas Spurs, I love. Don't get me wrong, guys. I love the short passing and the triangles and the tiki taka, and that's really good. But as I say, I feel like we play ourselves into holes, and we. I think what I'm trying to say is that you look at someone like Everton today. Maybe they're not the best example, but they play an ugly style of football. To be honest, don't they? It's a more direct, get it into the striker, look for a layoff. Um, Spurs just don't do that, do they? They never. It's very, very rare you ever see us just turn around the team and put the ball into corners and play the percentages. What I mean when I say the percentages, guys, is that when you're looking to kind of get onto things, what's the best percentage pass that you can make to get a reward from, or something in a game. But yeah, it's just difficult, guys. I'm not saying that we've been found out. I don't think we have. We played some lovely football. Look what we did against Brentford at the start of that second half. But for me, it's just not regular enough. It's not frequent enough, and the variety of our players sometimes missing. Um, so yeah, really disappointing, guys, because again, it was a missed opportunity, and had Spurs held on, it would have just put us in a fantastic position. It really would have done. As it is, it's just a point, and we go a point ahead of Villa now in fourth, so they're fifth. Last time I checked, I think they were drawing their game as well. Um, so yeah, so I'm really disappointed, guys, with that. Naturally, conceding a goal in stoppage time it feels like a defeat. But maybe by the end of the weekend we might, when we've got a bit more of a balanced view on this game, we might be able to look back and think, okay, well, it wasn't such a bad result after all. If Liverpool and Arsenal, they might draw tomorrow. Manchester United play West Ham. Other teams are going to drop points as well. So it's just so disappointing, guys. And in the circumstances, a win today would have just set us up beautifully, for the run of home games that we've got coming up. I think looking at the performances, I think no one really excelled today for me, apart from maybe Mickey van der Ven again. I'm kind of getting bored of my own voice saying how good Matt van der Ven is, but just so many times in that game, guys, wasn't he was sweeping up. His pace is frightening, getting in their first tackles. Absolutely fantastic player, absolute brilliant player. But Romero was a little bit wasteful, to be honest, for me. He was a couple of passes went astray, put us in trouble, and of course it was his flick on that led to Everton's second goal. But not quite sure really what. I need to have a look at the replay, but I'm not quite sure why he's flicked it on. But maybe that, to be honest, maybe that's all he could have done. But yeah. And then the midfield, I didn't really feel like we really got any. I thought the second half we were a lot better. We did start getting on the ball. We controlled the game a lot more. Maddison started getting involved a lot more. But for me, that midfield of Højbjerg, Maddison, and Bentancur, I would have wanted to see. I was quite excited to see that today, and we didn't see much. To be honest, we didn't really see much. We carved out a few more opportunities in the second half. Good on Richarlison as well. Two really, really good finishes. You can't knock him at the moment. That's 9 goals in 8 games. Fair play to the guy. He's doing his part for sure. And it was a good all-round performance by Richarlison. I think he got player of the match again, actually. So really, really good. But on the flanks, yeah, I didn't really feel we ever really got Werner into the game, and we didn't really see much of Johnson apart from a great move down the right in the second half where he played it across to Werner. And really, I think he's kind of waited for the ball to come to him. If he's maybe moved to the ball there, he might have been able to get a shot on goal, but in the end, it went out for a corner. The final thing that I am going to say, guys, is I was a little bit disappointed, to be honest, with Ange's substitutions today. Fair enough, I understand putting Dragusin on for the final moments. I supported that one, but bringing on Brian Hill in injury time, Skippy, I'm not even really sure if that's really the right substitution to make. So both of them really coming on when your back's against the walls, defending in numbers. You want presence, you want physicality in that moment. And you could just see in that last sort of 5 to 10 minutes, especially in stoppage time, Everton were just getting on the ball more, winning more of those 50-50s, and that's why I personally thought a goal was going to come, and it was just an absolute sickener. So we have to settle for a point, which is a real shame. We might end up fifth by the end of the weekend, guys, which would be a shame again. But I think the other really disappointing thing, guys, is maybe today it was just a little bit of a realization that we might just have to kind of give up the dream, of the league. I think we've been trying to sort of cling on to that, but the reality is that we really needed the points today to stay in that race, and I think. Yeah, let's obviously see what happens at the Emirates tomorrow. Arsenal, Liverpool. I'm not really quite sure what result we want in that really, but if Liverpool win that one, they go 10 points clear. I think it's absolutely done. Then it's a done deal. Liverpool aren't going to lose 4 games off if they win tomorrow. So it's just a shame, guys. It's just a kick in the teeth that it's just top 4 again. Although, if you'd offered us that at the start of the season to get back in the top 4, I think we would have all taken it. Definitely didn't look likely at the start of the season. So I don't want to take any praise and credit away from the team. It's been a really, really good effort. But today was another really missed opportunity, which seems to happen over and over again to Tottenham Hotspur. When we really, really have that opportunity to grasp the nettle and to make a stride, we tend to come up short, which is a real. It's tough to say that. It's tough to say, but Ange has got to try and to change that in the next few months and years. So, guys, disappointing day, but maybe we can look back on this, hopefully in the end of the season, as maybe even a point gained. I don't know. It's difficult at the moment. Certainly doesn't feel like that. It feels definitely like 2 points dropped at 2 points dropped at the moment. Yeah. So, guys, next game is, I believe it's Brighton at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Not an easy game, but hopefully we should go into that one as favourites. So I'll be putting out my pre-match presser for that one. My preview even. And guys, again, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Come on, you Spurs.